All right, let's see if I can remember how to do this. I know we've been gone for a while. There's a little bit of an explanation for that, but we're still here. We're still doing it. So last time you saw us was in about September. We had just left our Yellowstone trip, which was phenomenal. And then from there, we decided to do a thing. And with everything that's happened over the last few years, we knew we needed a spot in Maine, just because that's where we're from. So we need a place to go and be able to be set up in the event that something happens in our family. So we went home and decided to do a little renovation project that turned into 2 months of weekends and nights after work of just straight, you name it, right? And realizing that I could have, and I thought about it, make content for YouTube and for you guys keep up with us, but it was just too much. Piled on top of a 40-hour drive from Montana to Maine, really didn't have the interest in the motivation to edit videos all night long. So we're going to slowly get back into this, but I wanted to give you guys an update because I am still here. We're still here. As much as I want to quit doing this, we're going to keep doing it. It's been hard. But right now we're back at our home in Mississippi with our friends. The Silver Rolling Turd who you've seen in the past. No longer the turd no more. It's not silver. But we're spending some time with them, working on some stuff. We've got quite a few changes that we've made to the rig and truck stuff and all this other stuff that we can talk about. But this year we're going to be pretty action-packed with trying to get getting different national parks. And we got some pretty exciting, fun stuff this year, which is good. And just overall, and I think we just really need a fun year. So that's what the topic is for 2026 for us. We're just gonna roll with it, as you do this lifestyle and you're full time after year 2 or 3, it just kind of, I don't know, you get used to it and it almost gets tiresome because it's so much work to move. I mean, we went from Montana to Maine. We're in Maine, right? 2 months. And then from Maine, we went down to Myrtle Beach and did some relaxation. But just the tow and the travel days are so extensive. Really, I think that's the biggest drawback for the two. Well, we're going on 3 years full time, right? I don't know anymore. And the travel days are really the ones that they really beat us up. And mostly that's because we work full time, so we only travel on the weekends. We don't really want to use our vacation time to travel. And we also like to take advantage of weekly and monthly rates because the RV parks are just so expensive now. We've thought about getting the 1,000 Trails membership, but it's you have to go where the 1,000 Trails are. So that's something that I've toyed with, but they're only, down on they're mid-Atlantic and, Florida, but Florida, they're packed in sorry, it's just, I don't know. Just trying to figure it out, But we're here, we're both working a lot, and that's another factor of it is work's been crazy, right? I feel like just about everybody who's working right now, because apparently, you look at when you go on social media, it's people aren't working. How are you living? Anyway, I feel like everybody's busy. Everything's just crazy right now. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the aftermath from the last 5 years, post-COVID, and it's finally here, and I just feel like every company's doing a big shift, and just people are getting jumbled, and with the AI stuff coming up, and I don't know, just life, right? So we're gonna come back. We'll be back. we'll be back here at the Berry Bundle, bringing you along with our trips. It's going to be a little bit slower. I may not post every week while we get back on our feet here. And I want to really dive into some topics of especially surrounding people deciding to or wanting to go into full-time living in an RV. Because I know a lot of people on YouTube will say, hey, we're going to give you the real deal, what it's like. And even that sometimes I feel like doesn't really explain a lot of situations, especially the financial side of it, right? People say like, oh, it's expensive. Well, it is. And especially if you use your equity from selling a house or whatnot to get into this, it can be devastating if you don't plan it right. So anyway, it's something that I really am passionate about because we've talked to a lot of people, especially back home, that want us to continue doing our videos. They like watching us travel, and they have dreams or aspirations to do this one day. And if I can help them, and I know I have a few, that's just something that makes you feel good, right? So anybody who's looking to do this and they want some other opinions and maybe some advice, we'd be happy to help you. So like I said, we're really going to fire it back up and do some projects, some fun stuff, maybe bring you along to some different areas that we go to. But mostly I just want to focus on topics of discussion. I feel like that's where the most value is. And, while we talk about those topics, probably tie in some of the travels that we've done or problems that we have or whatnot. The old Brink's held up pretty good. After the wall crack, we haven't had it come back, so that's good. Something I was kind of worried about, honestly. But other than minor, things that just break, she's been good to us, and we've put 6,000 miles on it since we had the wall crack done, and trailer's got over 10,000 miles on it already. So she's holding together pretty good. And my truck I need to figure out a few things on. The truck's fine. Operational wise, it's good, but the chucking going down the road has been killing us. We get into these, we're on some horrible highways, right? When you're on a smooth highway, there's no issue at all. But when you start getting into those patch fix highways where there's a bump every 10 feet, it really just gets into this motion. And it's not us only. Just about everybody who tows a heavy fifth wheel, I think, goes through it, or it just beats the crap out of you. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to alleviate some of that, which may be airbags, something I'm thinking about. But anyway, we're gonna go down that road, try to work on that. So yeah, just as a recap, we went from Montana. So from the last time you saw us, we were in Montana. From Montana, 5 days we went from Montana to Maine. So 3 days of hell is what it was, across the Midwest. We stayed in upstate New York / Erie, Pennsylvania. And then that following week, we did 2 days to Maine. And I really wish Maine was just not so far out of the way, because literally it is the worst place to get to. You have to drive through all that crap in the Northeast to get to it. It's just miserable. So from there, like I said, a couple months in Maine, and then from Maine we drove down, saw some family in DC. Got a big stick. Playing in the snow. And then went to Myrtle Beach for a month, and now we are in Mississippi. And from here, we're going to continue on west and eventually get back up to Montana this summer, because honestly we fell in love with it and that's where we want to be. So we're going to go there, and we got a whole bunch of other stuff that we're going to do. So I want to thank the our friends and family, especially our friends here on YouTube that have reached out to us, and they want us to keep going, and we want to keep going too, don't worry. But it's just like I said, it's been a lot. And you know, obviously, if you've been watching us for the past year or so, you know, we've gone through a lot of different life events, especially since hitting the road. It seems like it never ends. There's always some major life event happening, and it brings us back to Maine. So everybody needs to stay healthy, please. All right, I mean this public service announcement. Nobody gets sick. All right, hold on for us. We had a lot of positive reinforcement from our friends and family at home, especially. They're like, "Where's the videos? We want them to come back." So that means a lot to us. I know we're doing this mostly for fun, but I know a lot of you guys enjoy, watching us, seeing what's going on, and try to bring that little more transparency into it as well. Filming for travel days is so hard because it's so much work, and then to set up cameras and talk about what you're doing is just one more added thing. But I know that's what a lot of people like to see too, is like what it takes, and it takes a lot. And it makes me kind of wish that we did things a little differently instead of going with the beast, which is something I'll talk about at a later date. But nonetheless, we love the beast, and it works for our current setup. So be on the lookout. We're here. Like I said, we'll try to stick to our normal programming for Wednesdays. But once we get back on our feet here and get back into the routine and figure out some topics, we'll start going from there. So again, this is mostly for our peeps that follow every week, and probably going to be alarmed when you see this notification pop up on your phone, but we're still here, we're still in the RV, we're still doing it. So bye for now. See you next time.